This episode of Gamerheads is brought to you by Magic Mind, the healthy energy drink that will help you take your creativity to a new level.
Hi, I'm Celia Schilling from Yacht Club Games.
Hey, this is James from Mega Cat Studios.
Hey, this is Matt, aka Stormageddon from Reignite, Screen Snark, and the Fun and Games podcast.
This is Stephanie from the Boss Rush podcast and the Boss Rush Network.
Hey, this is Mark and Keon from Bonte Avond.
Hey, this is Sebastian with the ProNerdReport.com and the Single Player Experience podcast.
Hi, this is Chris.
Mike.
And Garrett from Daylight Basement Studio.
Hey, this is Baron J67 from Level 1 Gaming.
Hey, this is Todd Mitchell from Code Right Play.
Salutations, this is Mike Carroll from Stroll Art.
Hey, this is Jeff Moonen from Fun and Games Podcast.
Hey, this is Patrick from the Backlog Odyssey.
Hey, this is Rune from Runic Codes.
Hi, this is Andrew from Spalato Bros.
Hi everyone, Jill Grote here from the Indie Informer.
Hey, this is Brimstone, and you're listening to Roger Reichart on the Gamerheads Podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Gamerheads Podcast. My name is Roger. Along with me are my good friends and co-host. We have, hold on, pull up his music, Phil, the CEO and president of Gamerheads.
And most presidential CEO that this company has ever seen.
That's true.
And I am so stoked to be here.
Are you?
I am, man. It just doesn't sound like I'm recovering from the sickness.
Yeah.
So I'm still a little nasally, a little stuffy, probably a little coffee. I could use a little coffee.
I was going to say a lot of coffee. Well, welcome, Phil. And, of course, we have our good friend and co-host, Mike.
I'll wait till I talk.
Jazz hands.
I'm the other guy. That's my thing now. I'll throw in some kind of wacky. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Almost a borderline. God, what the hell's his name? Ralph type of a quip.
Oh yeah,
Ralph
exactly.
Wiggum,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking
I
too.
bet my Wookiee.
Well, welcome to the show. Welcome everybody that's out there watching us live on a stream. Or listening to us on the podcast. Welcome to the show. Welcome our patrons. Welcome Jill. Welcome Sarah. Welcome Matt. They are patrons of the Gamerheads Podcast, and you can be a patron as well. Start off the new year by joining the Gamerheads Nation for as low as $3 a month. You can sign up to join our little group here and get updates on reviews and games and what the... For those of you that are live, Phil is cleaning the camera.
Didn't do any good.
And
I still look like shit.
But yes, you can join us at patreon.com/gamerheads. Yeah. So new year, guys. You know what we do every time the new year comes around? Well, actually, it's only second year, right?
That only last a week.
Well, that too. But every year, at least for the last 2 years since Phil took over as a CEO.
Takeover.
Yeah. We've had a State of the Gamerheads Nation speech. And Phil has some words he would like to say. So, Phil, are you ready for your speech here? Are you ready?
He's got to stand up to the podium. He's got to walk up. He's got a big
Dude,
podium and
built
everything
a
else
podium.
set up for him.
Yeah.
He's walking up to the podium.
Here he is.
He's taking out his notes. He just passed out. Oh, now he's back up.
People are shaking his hand as he's walking up to the podium.
He seems to be confused. He's looking around. He's going in the other direction. Oh, he's just walked off the stage.
He just actually left the building. What is going on?
He just launched himself into the stratosphere.
I was avoiding the doves that they released upon my entrance. Gamerheads Nation. It is time for our yearly State of the Gamerheads Nation speech. 2023 was a year for us. We had a lot of promising growth that occurred this year. Our listeners were up. We launched a Patreon. We even got 3 of them. We've started live streaming the podcast as well, to which a lot of people have been tuning in for. Numbers so big you have never seen numbers like this before. We got invited to PAX East. We attended PAX East. We got invited to PAX West. We attended PAX West. We got invited to E3. They canceled E3. We've seen an influx of guests that have joined us this year, most of which we thoroughly enjoy their company. And then there's Jill, who we love her company. She comes back week after week, filling us with all sorts of independent news and insight, broadening our horizons and expanding our knowledge of the gaming industry. Hell, this year's been so big and profitable, we even got a sponsor or 2. Even with all the success, the year has not been without its challenges. We have fought a lot of illnesses. Some of us have even become incarcerated. There's been a handful of us that have lost loved ones throughout the course of the year, but still, we put our headphones on, readied our microphones, and came to you almost each and every week when available. When we look at the forecast for this year, our people that are working so diligently in the offices have done a lot to set more things up and to raise more funds, and to get us more guests. We promise more guests this year. Bigger guests, maybe even bigger named guests, longer named guests, like 10 letters in a first name, 12 in a last name. Don't know who they are, but we'll find them. This year we'll also see a lot more content coming out of us, more reviews, more streams, more live streams, more streams that can be watched in the archives. Needless to say, more content coming your way from Gamerheads this year. Probably our crowning moment and achievement over the course of this year, which we will probably continue the tradition of this year as well, is the Extra Life Marathon that Roger hosts every year to raise funds for a very good cause in local hospitals. We here at Gamerheads are very pleased with Roger's hard work and diligence through not just this event, but everything that he does for the entire podcast. Roger, you truly are the backbone of Gamerheads. You're the peanut butter that holds the bread, Mike and I together. Gamerheads Nation, stay with us again this year. Support us, tell your friends, come back, and we'll see what the rest of this year has in store for us.
That was a good speech.
Yeah.
And that was very epic music. I did not know what was going to be
That
playing
actually
there.
was timed perfectly.
It did, man. When I went into Doom and Gloom, all of a sudden it got all like little harrowing, and I really it set the mood.
Yeah, it did. So, very nice speech there, Phil. Nice. Yeah, I am excited for 2024. And just so you know, I mean, you guys know this, but we are going to PAX East in March, so that's exciting.
It is exciting.
So yeah, we're going back there. So the other thing, Mike, you mentioned this, was we do New Year's gaming resolutions.
You're giving Mike credit for my ideas too?
Sure, yeah, I said it. I totally did.
Well, no, but I said what do we do every year, and you said resolutions, and then but Phil in our chat outside of obviously the podcast, he did say we should probably do New Year's gaming resolutions. So I thought, let's do it. I am not, because our boss told us we should do it, so I guess we're gonna do it. So
I didn't tell you should do it. It was just a suggestion. I told you could tell me I was a dullard. I even used the word dullard.
You did, and
That's
I
nice
thought
word. I should use
this
that
is
more often.
Yeah, but I thought that's a trap, and I probably don't want to step into that one. Not the first podcast episode of 2024. So I thought we probably should do what the boss asked us to do. So. New Year's gaming resolutions. So Phil, since this was your idea, do you have a gaming resolution for 2024?
I've got a small handful of them, but I think we should start with somebody else because I've already just used my voice for the last 5 minutes or so. So I think we should kick this thing off with Mike and give Mike some time to shine.
All right, Mike. What is your?
It's not going to be much time. Well, I'd like to. So I didn't really get to go through a whole lot of games last year, and I blame the free-to-play games. I blame Fall Guys and Fortnite for that. And it's a weird conundrum that I'm in because I enjoy playing those games, but then there's other games that I want to play that have deep, engaging stories. And then I'm like, okay, it's good. So for my New Year's resolution, I want to, play some more story-based games and, experience that. And then Fortnite had to drop Rock Band and Lego and racing, and that made me angry. So I don't know how well that's going to go, but I'm going to do everything I can. I got that new RoboCop game. I did end up getting World of Horror on the Switch, which I'm very happy I did, because I think I literally picked up the last copy of the game at Best Buy, because I think it's a Best Buy. I haven't seen it anywhere else but Best Buy, because now it's sold out. So hooray for me. So I really want to try to get into that one, but I'll be honest, my biggest gaming revolution was also a revelation.
Ooh.
Yes. What? I'm not joking. I'm being serious now.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm totally
I believe you. I believe you. Oh, wait. Is this the thing that we're gonna be? Is this the thing?
No. This isn't the thing.
Oh, okay. The table.
Yeah, no.
I'm scared of the thing.
Table. Yeah. I took my kid and I put him through a table.
No. And called it a
Your
game.
wife was chanting, "We want tables."
Yeah. That's what she's chanting, "We want tables."
It was a very heated game of Boggle, and he misspelled something, so I just picked him up and power bombed him through the damn table.
I'll proper noun you. So I've come. So I think I'm past my midlife crisis.
Okay.
And I passed so I'm actually, not only am I past it, but I think I'm rubber banding really hard back.
Oh.
So I've come to the revelation. There we go. I've come to the revelation that we've all joked about my backlog.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get a chance to play these backlog games. It's not going to happen. All right.
I get it.
It's not going to happen. There's too many games that are out now. There's too many games that are coming out. I got into retro collecting as just like, to get the games from my childhood and stuff. I'm not going to play those because I've got other stuff in life that I got to do. So, and then I also realized, well, the part of retro collecting is the investment part. It's like, it's going to be worth money and everything. But then I realized, I realized when I'm gone, it's going to be more of a burden on my kid. Because then he's got to figure out, okay, what am I going to do with this? Do I sell this? Do I keep this? Whatever. So, long story short, I've come to the revelation that life is less about material possessions. If you look behind me, life is less about material possessions and more about experiences and doing things with the family. So, I purchased a table at this gaming con in June, and I am purging probably 90% of my video game collection. Not just games, but amiibo and a lot of my figures and whatever else I can get rid of.
Oh, I get the table. I was like, what does this have to do with table?
Yeah.
Oh, you purchased a table to sell these things. Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're in the Bloomington, Illinois area, if you're in the Bloomington, Illinois area on Saturday, June 1st, come on by. And I'll give you the Gamerheads exclusive 3% discount.
What? Well, that's actually.
$10.
I was gonna say, Mike. Usually the discount is 1%, but the exclusive Gamerheads, like the insider, the insider Gamerheads discount is 3%. I can't believe you're giving out the employee discount to these people. That's amazing.
But it's only good on copies of Madden 12. So,
how many copies of Madden 12 do you have?
I have about 407.
And what is the suggested manufacturer retail price on Madden 12?
About $4.47.
Flip me a couple of ducats and you can have a copy of Madden 12.
Yeah. Yep. It's my Madden 2-bit sale. Every game is 2 bits. Or a shilling. If somebody comes and offers me a shilling, I'll gladly trade it.
What if I just give you a bloody sock?
Just so I can tell people that I have a shilling. There we go. Oh my god. All right, sure.
Come on, that's a Kurt Schilling joke. It all ties together.
Oh.
Remember the picture with the bloody sock, 2004? See, it's there. I wasn't just being morbid.
Wait. Kurt Schilling was also was a video game.
Bethesda.
No, what? Kurt Schilling? No, he was
He wasn't doing Bethesda.
No,
he did that
he was
one
the
role-playing
Big
game.
Ten.
Actually
Big
had...
Ten.
No,
Yeah,
it was like 89
Kingdoms of Amalur
Studios or something. Yeah, Kingdoms of Amalur was the game.
Yeah, Kingdom of Amalur was the game. I don't remember it was some kind of there was a number in the studio, right? Wasn't there a number in the studio? Yeah. I just don't remember the studio name, but yeah. Anyway,
I mean, guys, come
wow.
on. The focus is on me here.
Sorry.
I'm pouring out my heart.
I'm sorry.
And you're talking about Wade Boggs
and his grotesquely swollen jaw.
Yeah. Cut those sideburns.
Well, that is some pretty deep revelations.
Like I said, that's my revelation. And then I'll use that money, and I don't know what I'll do with it.
Buy a second table.
Yeah, buy a second table.
Yeah, I'll get a third table, and I'll sell the other two tables on that third table.
Yeah. But you're gonna keep your Pez though, right? You're gonna keep that.
Oh yeah. No, I mean the Pez are worthless. It's no sense trying to get rid of all those.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, and I am gonna keep some of the stuff that was sentimental. The Resident Evil stuff, the Mortal Kombat stuff, some of the Nintendo stuff, some of my Zelda stuff. I'm not gonna get rid of all my amiibo. I'm gonna keep the ones that I really enjoy, the ones that I wouldn't mind having set up. So yeah. So there we go. So now that I took things down a serious path.
Wow. Wait, is it?
Let's see who. Yeah,
is it
I'm
my
done.
turn next? I don't know if I can. Okay, I can.
I need whoever's got something a little more lighthearted.
Well, I guess I'll go next. My New Year's gaming resolution is to complete Octopath Traveler 2. Yes,
Jesus,
I know for years.
I'm sorry, I'm leaving this podcast.
For years, my gaming resolution has been to beat Octopath Traveler 1, and I soon gave up on that. But now I'm playing Octopath Traveler 2, and it's much better than the first one. And I am quite hopeful. Not hopeful. I am quite determined to beat this game before the end of the year. It's going to happen. Phil.
You're hell bent.
Sure. Probably not that much. Actually, not that much. I'm probably not that. No, I'm not hell bent. I'm probably just
bent.
Yeah.
Your purgatory bent.
Yeah. I'm like that in between bent. Like that. Yeah.
You're more of a lightly folded.
Yeah, lightly folded. Yeah, lightly folded.
Just creased a little bit. Yeah, I'm hell creased.
Yeah, that's right. It's the crease that if you just take a good look at it, it will just become straight again. And you're like, oh, okay, well, that you just didn't have to iron it. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm gonna beat Octopath Traveler 2 this year. I promise.
That's a lofty goal.
That is a lofty goal.
Any idea how many hours it is?
Nope, but I'm 8 hours in.
Okay.
So that's a good start.
That's
right?
a damn fine start.
Yeah. GG.
Thanks. All right, that's mine. That's I don't have anything. Wow, I wish Mike would have went last because I feel like
Roger, you're doing great, buddy.
You could always.
Yeah.
According to the internet,
post.
It's only about 60 hours long.
Oh, okay. So I'm
good.
like, I don't know.
1/8 of the way there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're crushing it.
Yeah, something. I don't know. I don't do math, but sure. I'm 1/8 of the way there. I can do this. Also, I think that I'm not really 1/8 of the way there because I was like
left it on the pause screen for 4 hours.
yeah, exactly. No, this game doesn't do that. But there was a game, I forget which one it was, but I was playing a game and I put it to sleep mode and I came back and it was tracking that whole time that I was away. And I was like, no, I didn't really play this for 25 hours straight, but okay. If you think I did, then I did.
Take credit for it. It'll look good in your stats next year.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, hey, that's the other thing. Okay, can I just add one? Because I forgot about this. I'm using a program called Backlogged, and it allows you to track the games you're playing. And so you can follow my gaming journey at Backlogged. And it's spelled weird. It's like back, Loggd. So there's no E. And I'm Nintendo Raj on there, so you can follow me there. So you can see when I'm playing, the games I'm playing, and what games I'm playing.
I like the sounds.
And you can also games that I don't post you guys your reviews on mine because that'd be weird. But the games that I review, I post on there too. So
very cool.
You can see those reviews. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right, Phil, your turn.
All right. Well, my first one is going to be a very difficult one for me to execute because it turns out that I've got a very addictive personality, and I like things that just kind of suck me in and have me keep coming back more and more and more. But I am also lightly creased at playing less MLB The Show next year. I will not spend 40 days worth of time. Less of it. I'm not even getting anything out of it at this point. I just do it as a mindless habit, and it's dumb, and I just can't stop. I played for an hour before work when I'm just drinking coffee in the morning. I could be spending that time playing something like Alan Wake 2 and making a little bit more progress in it. I could be playing anything else in the entire world other than MLB The Show. So that's my number one, is to quit playing as much of MLB The Show.
Are we talking like 35 hours or 35 days of instead of 40?
Yeah.
What are we talking?
I don't know.
What's less? 10% less?
Just less.
Okay.
If I can shave 10% off, I'd actually be very happy and probably bored. But that's neither here nor there. I'm bored when I do it now anyways. I just throw like on a podcast and I sit there and play MLB The Show and don't think about anything else in life, and I just mindlessly play the show. It's stupid. It just keeps my hands busy. I could be, again, playing anything else.
Yeah.
Another one of my resolutions is to play more indie games and to quit playing. I don't even play that many AAA titles, but I do play a lot of AAA titles. But I'm gonna try to delve it more into indie games, which is also going to segue into my number 3 resolution that I have here, and it's give more genres a chance. Not just sit there and play action games like I tend to do, or shooters as I tend to do, or sandboxers. It sounds like what happens when you're not wearing pants on the beach. More sandbox style games. Not just a lot of sports games, not just Overwatch, not just the show, but like branching out and maybe messing around with a role-playing game and convincing myself that I don't hate them as much as I do hate them, because it's got to be an action role-playing game, not a turn-based. Otherwise, I'm, again, just bored and mindlessly wasting time. Which will then lead into my fourth one of finishing more games that I start, not getting 70% done with it and being like, I've seen enough of this. I'm good. Also, I don't really want to finish this because I don't want the experience to stop. I do it with TV shows as well, which is so dumb. I've never finished watching Breaking Bad because I just don't want to finish it.
Me too. I do the same thing,
That's
Phil.
weird. Yeah.
It's stupid.
Wait, it's weird because you do that too, or
it's weird.
Or
Yeah, I do the same thing too.
Okay,
Like there's things where I just give up on. Like I just because it's like it's weird. It's like that closure thing. You don't want that closure.
Yeah. See, I have that problem with the show. I love the show What We Do in the Shadows. I love that show.
Yeah.
And this is going to be the last season this year, and I don't know if I want to watch it because I don't.
Because you don't want it to be done, and if you don't finish watching it, it's still unwatched, and you can go there at some point.
Exactly.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
It's also probably why I quit watching TV shows, is because I just quit finishing TV shows, so there was no point watching the TV show. Like getting that build to a certain point and being like, you know what? Peace, I'm done. I'm no longer lost my microphone. Watching TV shows. You see that hand-eye coordination? I caught that.
That was Spider-Man like.
So, are you saying that you haven't seen Better Call Saul?
Yeah, I've never even started it because I haven't finished Breaking Bad. So what's the point in starting Better Call Saul if I haven't finished the show that started it?
Can I make a resolution for you to watch Better Call Saul this year?
I'll add it to my list.
Can I force it upon you?
How many episodes is it?
Man, I think it's like 6 seasons.
Okay.
But there's like 10 episodes a season, something like that.
That's
it's not bad, but it's we'll talk off the air. I still watch that show. That's my chill show. I put that on when I'm like doing other stuff in the background, and I still can't get enough of it. I love watching that show.
But did you openly pay attention to it the first time you watched it through? Like where you weren't just futzing around with something else in the background or whatever?
No, I was paying attention. But the cool thing is, like, the more you watch it, the more like subtle things that you find that have impacts on things later on in the season. I just think it's a great show. I say it's much better than Breaking Bad.
Okay.
Like just blows it away.
It's always been on my radar, and I've never picked it up. But I'll do my best, Mike, to watch Better Call Saul for you this year.
No.
Okay. You know what? Your best? Losers always complain about their best. I don't know if you know it. No?
No.
Anyone? Winners go home? No? Okay. Well, okay, but add this to your list. Watch The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
I haven't seen it forever. I've seen it, but it's...
I've seen it. Yeah, me too.
Maybe if I did my Sean Connery impersonation. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, how should we? Would this help you with your gaming resolution, Phil? Instead of doing remember how we used to do? Because it wasn't that long ago.
You're gonna make my eye twitch here?
Last year.
Yeah. That the Tales from the eShop. What if we were to pick out indie games from the eShop? Would you?
Those are what I was playing, man.
Yeah,
all indie games.
Yeah, no, I mean, but let's not.
I think there's a better.
We
chance
picked out
that
ones on bad ones for sure.
I think there's a better chance, not to be my typical meh self, but there's a better chance I'm going to play it if it's on the Xbox than the Switch. I hate the Switch controller.
Well, what if it is a game that we find either on Game Pass or on Xbox, right? That we'll pick up for you, and we'll do the same thing where you get to pick door number 1, door number 2, but they'll be indie games. Would you be cool with that? Would you be?
Yeah, and it's not that I'm anti-indie game by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. I enjoy most indie games that I play. I even rave about a lot of them. It's just that I, again, just get suckered into just sitting there and playing MLB The Show every morning and every night until people jump on, and I end up playing Overwatch until I can't shoot straight anymore. And then I go to bed, and then I wake up in the morning and I make coffee and I start playing the show, and then I go to work for 10 hours, and then I come home and I play Overwatch until I can't shoot straight, and repeat ad nauseum. And then Wednesday happens and I go to the comic shop, and then I go out to happy hour, and then I come home and I play Overwatch, and then Thursday happens and I finally just chill out on the couch, and that's when I start playing games. It's like on a Thursday, and I'll spend 5 hours playing games on a Thursday, and I feel good about that. And I just don't do it enough, and I'm pissed at myself for doing it. Yeah, Mike.
I think he forgot about one thing he does on Thursdays too, actually, but that's okay.
Well, that's when I quit playing games, is to come record. Yes, Mike.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking about this too, Phil, and I'm thinking maybe it might be a good idea not to assign you a game every week, and just assign you a game until you're ready for the next one.
Yeah.
Because if we assign
that's
you
a great
game
idea.
that,
That's
like
a
an
great
RPG,
idea.
I had that exact same thought too,
like,
because if we do it that way where it's a game a week, I'm going to get to that point, I'm going to play for 3 hours, and I'll be like, all right, this game is rad, but now I got to start playing this next game, so now this one's going to go on the back burner. So maybe we just do it so that way I'm given a weekly update as to my progress in said game.
Well, or how about this? We pick out a game and all 3 of us play it, and we do a book club type thing as a bonus episode.
That could be fun.
So
But then what happens if I'm
I
enjoying
thought you guys
the
would be
game?
all excited, be like,
well, no, because I was going to say what happens if I'm enjoying the game. Jesus, my beard's getting long. And you guys aren't enjoying it as much as me, and I want to keep pushing through on this game, and you guys are both like, F this game. This game is stupid. It's whatever.
Hey, I'll make a promise. This is my new New Year's gaming resolution. I will play it. I will play it with you. And once we're done, we'll do a book club type thing. And then once we get through it, we'll go on to the next. We'll pick out the next one.
Mike's eye is twitching because he's seeing a lack of Fall Guys because of this.
Yeah, so we'll work on our Tales. We'll work on our Tales.
Yeah.
We'll call it Indie Game Spotlight or something.
Yeah. There we go.
I feel like we've really crossed some bridges today, and we've really done some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've crossed something. Hey, listeners, and Mike and Phil, tell me if this sounds familiar to you. To get me going in the morning, I start with a large mug of coffee, and by mid-afternoon, I start feeling sluggish. So I go to the coffee shop, and guess what I do?
Get coffee?
You buy more coffee.
That's right. I buy more coffee. And at night, I have a hard time sleeping because it keeps me up all night. The caffeine does, and I'm super tired the following day. And guess what? I do it all over again. It becomes a vicious cycle over and over and over again. And I wasn't getting much sleep. I was losing productivity and creativity, and I knew this wasn't healthy. Phil, I know we talked about this. Mike, does that sound familiar to you as well?
Absolutely. There's only so much coffee I can handle, and by the end of the day, I am angry. I'm yelling at my clients. I'm yelling at my family. It's just it's a vicious cycle, like you said.
Wow. Well, Mike, I think you'd be happy to hear that I discovered a product called Magic Mind, a healthy energy drink that helps me break that vicious cycle. And with this one little shot, it actually greatly improves my mornings. I take it in the morning and I feel energized throughout the whole day. And the best part, I don't have the crashes in the afternoon and I feel energized throughout the whole day. And I'm not crabby, Mike. I'm not crabby or upset. And yeah, it makes me really happy.
Roger, can I just say that it's very obvious when you have not drank your Magic Mind?
That's true. There was like a week where like I ran out and we were recording and you said, did you not take your Magic Mind today?
It's doing wonders for you, man.
Yeah. But you know, with me, and I'm sure both of you as well, my days are really long and it does require a lot of focus and creativity. I'm in all day meetings and creating learnings at my day job as an instructional designer. And then I'm writing reviews and producing Gamerheads. And at the end of the day, I did feel burned out and I lacked creativity and I lacked focus. But once I started taking Magic Mind, I did feel a change. Like I said to you guys a couple weeks ago, it just makes me feel so much better. I have my creative juices flowing. It allows me to think differently about the learnings I'm building and develop fun and clever solutions. I can actually focus in meetings, especially in the afternoon where I started struggling the most. And when I get home, I feel energized and excited to put my creativities to talents into writing and producing the Gamerheads podcast. I don't feel burnt out like I did before, and I'm getting plenty of rest and at night, and I'm not taking a lot of caffeine in the afternoon. And I feel way better in the morning and happier out through the day. And the best part is, and the reason it is because of Magic Mind, and that's why I love Magic Mind. Probably like you guys, I've tried other energy drinks. Most of them left a sour taste in my mouth or gave me an upset stomach. Plus, yeah, exactly. Plus, Phil, we talked about this. You only know some of what goes into those energy drinks. You don't know what's made in those things. But with Magic Mind, not only does it taste great, but it doesn't leave me with an upset stomach, and it's made with all natural ingredients sourced from the best suppliers with no sugar added, and it's nut free and vegan too.
Where do I possibly get this Magic Mind? Because I'm currently taking a green drink, and I'm not sure if I'm getting the results that I want. So where could I acquire some Magic Mind?
Yeah, good question. So Magic Mind is actually launching. Is actually launching in Sprouts Farmers Markets at the beginning of January. So you can try a few bottles from the store first before committing to a subscription. But when you are ready and you've tried it and you're like, yes, I am a fan of this, because you're going to become a fan of this, and you want to sign up for a subscription, you can do so at magicmind.com/gamerheads. And using the code Gamerheads20, you can also get up to 56% off your first subscription or 20% off your one-time purchase. That's Gamerheads20 for 56% off. It also works if you're already a subscriber. You save on your next subscription payment. And I've included the link in the show notes below. So again, that's magicmind.com/gamerheads with the discount code Gamerheads20 for up to 56% off your subscription. Okay, well, are you done with your resolution here? Or can we move on to games we're looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm done. Clearly, I'm not resolving to quit smoking because I'm about to light a cigarette, okay?
That was not part of your gaming resolution, I don't think.
No.
Was that part of your New Year's resolution to quit to smoke less? Okay.
Well, and the only
okay.
You got so offended.
I know.
No!
Well, the funny thing is that I went. God, all right. I'm not telling the story on the air. Whatever. Move on.
Yeah. Let's move on. What games are we looking forward to in 2024? So, there's quite a few games that are coming out here that I'm excited about.
You're just gonna say quite a few games that are coming out. I was like, no shit, Roger. It's a year.
Yeah. Okay, but I'm excited for. Are you guys? I'm excited. Okay.
I've only got three on my list off the top of my. I've only got three on my list.
Phil, Mike, what do you have? How many games do you have on your list?
I got 3 games on my list.
Okay, I have more than 3, so I'll let you guys go first. Mike, I'll let you go first.
No, I'd rather let Phil go first.
Okay, Phil, what games do you have on your list?
The 3 games on my list, in no particular order and random as all hell. Actually, they're in alphabetical order now that I look at it. Number 1, even though I'm sure it's not going to be as good as I really want it to be, actually I'm going to say that about 2 or 3 of these that I don't think are going to be as good as I want them to be. Yep, those are words. Is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, I forgot about that game. Yeah.
It's on my list
That's
because
cool.
I did enjoy the Friday the 13th game. I had a damn fine time with the times that I played Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think Killer Clowns can be of that same vein where if you've got a good group of people together, it could be, as the locals would say, a hoot.
Cool.
My
What
number
else,
2
too?
game is Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
Just because from what I've read about it, it sounds like it's going to be really, really cool. And number 3, because I'm a huge comic book nerd, is, of course, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, which I have got the highest of low hopes for after what Gotham Knights put me through this year, last year, whatever year Gotham Knights happened to happen. Wow, a lot of happening.
Is it made by the same studio?
No, this one's Rocksteady, who are the people that did the Arkham games for...
Okay. Yeah. I'm excited about Star Wars Outlaws, too. Like, if it's truly what I've read about, I'm excited about it. So cool. Mike, what games are you excited about?
So actually the first 2 games on my list are games that are coming out within the next 2 months. So I am looking forward to, number 1, the Tomb Raider collection.
Oh.
The OG Tomb Raider games. I'm very excited about that. Although I am worried because they didn't announce a physical. But then here I am falling back into my old ways. Maybe I'll just go with digital.
Yeah, but there's
The
going to be
second
that
game
day
I'm
that
looking
everything digital is going to bite us all in the ass. Sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
Yeah, that is true. The second game I'm looking forward to is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Yeah.
It's a Metroidvania, which I love those, and apparently this one is actually pretty meaty. There looks like I think they said there's about like 20 hours worth of gameplay in here.
Wow.
Which is great especially for a Metroidvania. And then the third one, I'm thinking alongside Phil's mind thoughts with this one. Yeah, sure. Where I'm hoping it's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be good. But based on the name behind it, I'm hoping it is. And that game is John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
I stared at that for a second as well.
Yeah, it's a zombie first-person shooter game. Looks like very action-packed. It's got John Carpenter. I love everything he does. Well, I don't know. Ghost of Mars was not that good in my opinion, but he's a huge gamer, so I'll put my faith in him. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I respect your list.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
I respect your list.
Roger, I don't respect your list. I'm just letting you know that right now. It's going to be a bunch of crap that I'm never going to think about playing until you force me to play
but
it.
you said you want to play more indie games, so maybe these are some of the indie games that might be on your list.
I said it's not going to be on my list until you force me to play them.
Yeah. Okay, obviously Star Wars Outlaws, I agree. That's one game that I'm looking forward to. A game that I think it looks fantastic, and I'm probably going to butcher the name of this, and I hope I don't, but Tales of Kenzera Zao. That was one of the games that was on the Game Awards. They highlighted that game. It looks fantastic. I'm really excited about that game. Immortals 33 looks fantastic. It looks like Hades, but you can play up to 33 people in that game. That looks cool. Really, really fun. Yeah. Another Crab's Treasure, where you are a crab and you are out. It's like a Souls-like as a crab, which looks fantastic. A game that I got to play at an event in Seattle, Rugrats Adventure in Gameland. So there's a studio that I actually thought that was going to come out last year because it was pretty well polished when we played it. It is a NES style game of Rugrats, and it's pretty fun and it's a good platformer. So I'm excited for that one. The Plucky Squire looks fantastic.
That was on my list as well, like of games that are honorable mentions. That was the 2D, 3D, on paper, off paper, coffee mug, all that kind of cool stuff. Yeah, that game looks dope.
Yeah. A game that I played at PAX East last year, Toxic Crusaders. I actually got my picture taken with the Toxic Crusader. Did I ever show you guys that? That was pretty fun. But it's a beat 'em up in the vein of the Turtles, Shredder's Revenge type game like that. So that looks fun. Cat Quest, Pirates of the Caribbean. That looks really, really good.
First two are fun.
The first two are really fun. Yeah, actually, I'm playing the second one with my daughter right now.
I should get Rachel to play those now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, the first one is not co-op. The second one is, though.
Yeah, but I mean, I can just turn her loose on it because she does enjoy playing video games when it's something mindless, and if it involves cats, she's absolutely in.
Yeah. So those are the games that I'm most looking forward to next year.
All right, Roger. I don't hate your list. I'm sorry I said that.
All right. Well, then we move into the games that we're currently playing. Mike. No, let's let Phil go first, Mike, and then we can talk, right? Because like this is the moment, right, Mike? This is the moment.
Is this an intervention? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, kind of a conversion, if you will.
We both played another one of those hentai games, so we're gonna...
You don't gotta talk me into that.
What are you playing, Phil?
Well, this is all gonna be cut and dry. I played the usuals, of course. I've made a lot more headway into Alan Wake 2 as well. This game is a lot bigger and longer than I thought it would be, which I'm not complaining about. But I also get beat up a lot during boss fights, which is kind of what my setback is. And then I get frustrated, and I've set it down until Thursday because that's what I do, as I previously stated. But then for the time of old time's sake, I picked up Horus on the Xbox because I loved Horus on the Switch so much that I decided to pop in some Horus and play that for a couple of hours because I really, really like that game. That platforming is so tight, and it's just as good on the Xbox as it was on the Switch. And I forgot how emotional that beginning is as well, and it hit me right in the heartstrings again. And I kept playing for a little while longer. I probably put another 2.5, 3 hours into my now second playthrough of Horus just because it had been a couple of years since I touched it. And then I also did mess around with Broforce because it's on Game Pass. So I mean, I did play around with some indies. And Broforce is stupid good fun.
Mm-hmm. I was actually playing that when it first came to Game Pass. I've started playing it again because we played it on the Switch.
Yep.
And then, when it came to Game Pass, I was like, oh, man, I got to play this again because it's so good.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Cool. But I think that's all that I've played as far as my memory serves me over the last couple of weeks. Because maybe that was off the air that I said it was a really long week or so of work of just getting absolutely destroyed and a bunch of other dumb shit happening. So here I am.
Yeah. Mike? What are you playing?
So I started playing. So it's wintry, getting wintry, not snowy, but it is wintry. So I wanted to play a wintry game. So I started playing Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I loved. Yeah, they are. I love the first one. I'm only maybe about a third, not even that, of the way into it. And I'm enjoying it. It's a great game. I love the stealth. I also love like the 1 minute it's stealth, 1 minute it's action, and then another minute you're just exploring and you're just trying to find all this stuff. It's kind of one of those collectathon type things that I like those at first, but then I get sick of it. But the voice acting is great. The voice actress for Lara is amazing. Even the motion capture for her. Actually, I found this quite interesting. Lara is insanely detailed. Looks amazing. Like you could see every pore. The other characters look like PS3 characters. They're just very basic. But whereas she's like extremely detailed. But I am thoroughly enjoying Rise of the Tomb Raider so far.
Nice. What are you playing that on right now?
Xbox. Yes, sir. Xbox. Phil, you have a question.
I feel as though the Tomb Raider games I believe those are still being made by Crystal Dynamics, yeah? Is it Crystal Dynamics? No?
Crystal Dynamics actually went out of business.
Oh, well.
It's because of stupid Embracer. But those ones were made by Crystal Dynamics.
I feel like that was their answer to the Uncharted series because they feel very much the Uncharted games. And the Uncharted games are a buttload of fun as well. And the Tomb Raider just re-scratches that itch.
But so yeah, I'm loving it. It's a lot of fun. All right, so the next thing I played. Actually, Roger, do you want to talk about any console games you played before we get into this?
Yeah, sure. I'll talk about some console games.
Should I be worried about this intervention?
Probably.
So some games that I've been playing, obviously Octopath Traveler 2. I started playing that over winter break.
And you streamed
my
on Tuesday.
Week off. And I did stream it on Tuesday, yeah. And I fell in love with this game. I mean, the things that I didn't like about the Octopath Traveler 1, that it felt really grindy, and you had to grind a lot to try to get your characters up to level before they can even do the next chapter, which I hated. Also, none of the characters interacted with each other. They were just like companions, but they never talked to each other. And in this game, like they're cheering each other on. They're like, "Oh, great job, Temenos. That was awesome, Professor." Like just little things like that. I know it sounds stupid, but it like really actually makes the experience a lot better. And the stories are really good. Yeah, the one that I streamed on Tuesday night, the professor, his story is really sad, and dark, right? So, although, how did the police not arrest the guy that's standing in front of the house burning, and he's like, and the police are like, "We're going after you," not the guy that's standing in front of the burning house, laughing his head off. That didn't make any sense.
GTA police logic.
You only had 1 star.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And what else have I been playing? That's pretty much, well, except for what Mike and I are gonna talk about. That's pretty much all I've been playing over the break. So yeah, Mike, take it away.
So, in my life, in my gaming life, there's been several, few and far between, but several magic moments that really like made me like passionate about gaming. Things that I've loved, like things that I'll always remember. For example, the first arcade game, like, Pac-Man, the first game, Pitfall, the first home console game I ever played. Then, like Mega Man 2, for example, or Link to the Past, Mario 64. I was blown away when I first saw Mario 64 being played. I was like, this is amazing. Soul Reaver. That's another one. Like this I can't believe a game could be serious and gloomy and still have amazing gameplay. Return to Castle Wolfenstein. You're like, what? Where does that one fall in? That was my first experience with Xbox Live. And I played that game and again, like, this is amazing. I can't believe they're doing this. And you know what? I'm gonna say it. Wii Sports. The first time I played Wii Sports, I was like, this is like incredible. I love this. So that's what I want to preface this with. And I experienced something that gave me that exact same feeling of really appreciating the magic of video games. And that game was Walkabout Mini Golf.
I have heard nothing but amazing things about Walkabout Mini Golf from multiple people. It's not just you.
Phil, in case anybody's wondering, Walkabout Mini Golf it's a miniature golf game, but it's on the Meta Quest. So I got a Quest for Christmas, and I've done VR before on the PlayStation VR, but it's tethered. It's got those cables, and it's a pain in the ass to set up. And it was okay. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. I'm telling you, playing this game was amazing. Just a miniature golf game, and I love mini golf. And here's the thing: so many mini golf games are like too wild or wacky. Like, there's no miniature golf game out there that's realistic physics, but still kind of like a interesting setting. This game has realistic physics and interesting settings. I was playing this for hours. I downloaded a bowling game. I was playing bowling. I've been playing Tetris Effect. I've been playing a game called Cubism, where you're actually not using controllers, but you're using your hands, and it actually does pass through. So you actually see your actual living room as you're looking around in real time, but there's floating cubes that you need to put into a box in the right position. And that's I'm trying to remember if there was anything else I played. I'm not sure there was, but the main one was that Walkabout Mini Golf. My wife, who hates, well, she doesn't hate, she just doesn't play games. She doesn't game. And she doesn't come into the basement. I called her down. I'm like, just try this on. This is amazing. I couldn't get the thing off of her. She was playing. She's like, no, let me just try it. Just one more. And then, so she was enthralled by it. And it even got to a point where she's like, because in Walkabout Mini Golf, it's cool because each hole, you obviously play the hole, but then there's also a hidden, on each hole, there's a hidden golf ball that has a different design on it. So you try to look around and find it. So, and once you find it, it adds to your collection. So I see her, she's like leaning over and look, I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, there's like hidden golf balls around here, and I'm on the edge of this cliff. So I'm just looking over the edge of the cliff. This is so weird. So I pushed her. Oh yeah. She's looking over the edge of a cliff. And what else are you gonna do? Of course, so that we all got a good laugh out of that. But I am telling you, this quest is one of the best things I've played in gaming in a long time. And I was considering, because my wife was like, all right, you can get a Quest, you can get a PlayStation 5. And I'm like, well, there's only really 2-3 exclusives on the PS5 that I can't get on the Xbox. Yep. Let's give this Quest a try. And I'm so glad I got it. It is one of the best gaming experiences fresh gaming experiences that I've had in a long, long time. And now, to be continued, ... I will turn it over to Roger.
Yeah, so Mike gets the quest, and he's like, "Hey, I got Walkabout Mini Golf," and I'm like, "Hey, I do too." And we played it together, and it was so fun, and it was so great. Mike, last night, you got your first hole in one. Oh my gosh, that was so amazing to be there to see that. And I don't know, we've just cracked up, and it's so amazing. It feels like we're kind of in the same room. It's weird.
Maybe that felt like we were actually there together.
Yeah, and golfing, and it was so fun. And yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of games too, like that I really enjoy on the Quest as well. But mini golf, like the thing that I'll say, like I've said this before, I've had the Quest for almost 2 years now, I think, the Quest 2. But I never had anybody to play multiplayer with because I don't really know. I mean, I know a couple people, but like they're not really on when I'm playing games. And then Mike was like, "Hey, I got one," and it is so much fun playing multiplayer with people that like so fun. So Phil, this is our intervention. Phil,
this is another resolution for you to put on your list.
Phil, we would like to play Walkabout Mini Golf with you.
Okay. Do I have to get a mini? Does it have to be a 3 or a 2?
It can be a 2.
Can get a 2.
I have a 2. And 2s are actually on sale right now, permanently for $250.
Okay.
Brand new. You can get one on Facebook Marketplace for probably $150.
I am not putting my face in something that everybody else has put their face into.
Well, you could buy a new silicone thing, I guess. But no, I see where you're coming from. I don't know. Can you swap out the face guards?
You can.
You can on the 2s? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if if you have the means and the opportunity, consider please getting a Meta Quest, because we would love to play some of these games with you. Mini golf, bowling.
There's bowling too.
We can get into.
Yeah.
There's a bowling game.
How easy is it to play local multiplayer in said games?
Super easy.
In terms of, the hardest thing about playing local multiplayer.
Oh,
is
local. Local. Take the headset off. I'm sorry. I thought you meant
take it off and give it to the other person.
Yeah, I thought you meant like how hard is it to jump into a game with other people? That's super easy. Locally, Tanya and I were playing the walk around mini golf, and for her eyes. So in the Quest, it has, you can adjust because your eye, not everybody's eyes are like the same distance. And so she has to adjust it to a different number, and then I have to adjust it, and my head is a lot bigger, so then I have to put the strap back. But I mean, it's not terrible. It's just, you just have to make some adjustments. But
so to continue my dumb questions, what do I need to run one of them?
Just a Quest.
Yeah. You need a wall outlet and a cable to charge it.
And the internet.
And yeah, it doesn't hook up to your PC. It's its own system.
Yeah.
It is a gaming console.
Yeah. It is so amazing. Like, we were just talking about this at work, and so we have a bunch of VR headsets at work, and I was like, I can't, because they're all wired, and I'm like, I can't play wired headsets. It's just, playing on a Quest is so fun, and so you can walk around, and I don't know, it's a good time.
We Roger and I hopped on a raft on this island in the game, and we're just sitting on the raft while it's floating around, giving us a tour of the golf course.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
But it was cool because it went into a cave, and the music changed and got all echoey, and I'm just looking around. It's serious. It was a great experience.
And then we played at a Arizona. What was it? Arizona golf course, right? And
it was like a desert.
And then they had these, I don't know, these shade things way up in the sky, or they had these poles with these shade. I think that's what it was for, to put shade into the areas or something. But Mike and I would jump on top of those things, and we're looking for the lost ball everywhere, right? And then the other funny thing, I just had to laugh, was some of these ledges are really steep, and I'm looking over the ledge looking for the ball, and I'm like trying to grab onto the railing to look over the edge, and I'm like, well, I don't need to grab on the railing. There's no grabbing on the railing here. But
you really
yeah,
get
it's
immersed into it. And like, so for another example, like I found one of the hidden balls, and it was in like a rock crevice, but there was a wooden rail in front. So I'm like, oh, okay, let me get this. Let me get this. And I actually, so I'm holding the controller, and I reach over the rail to go get it. And I turn to Roger, and I see his floating head in his hand, and I'm like, why am I just reaching over the rail when I could just go straight through it?
But the physics
that's how
the physics in this mini golf game is like, Mike, when you've played it, you're like, I don't know if I've ever played a mini golf game that feels like real mini golf.
Right.
Like
it's as realistic as you can get. And they have a driving range too with targets.
And they come up with new courses all the time too.
Okay, that was going to be my next question, is how many courses are in it?
Lots.
So they come with quite a few, but then like it's $15 for the game, for the base game.
That's cheap.
But then each course after that, like you can get them on sale. Like I would suggest get them on sale for $1.99. But so normally I think they're like $3 to $5 a course, but then you get like a couple like hard and easy courses with them too. But if like Mike owns a bunch of courses I don't have, I can play those courses if he invites me to play.
Gotcha.
So
okay. The reason I asked about how easy it is local multiplayer, because I honestly think this is something that Rachel would super get into, because she really enjoys playing mini golf. And if it's something where like we can pass a headset back and forth between us, like I think that she'd be really apt and have a really fun time with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can. It just means you just take the headset off, right? Like Tiny and I did that, but yeah, the mini golf game, that was like the first game I played actually on the MetaQuest, and at that moment I was like, whoa, this is the same thing that Mike you had. I was like, this changes everything how I play games, right? Like it's just so revolutionary. Like it's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. I love it. I'm absolutely loving it. And also another cool thing is you could stream it to your phone or your TV. So while you're playing, she can see on the TV what you're seeing on the headset.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I gotta say this. So my son was playing Resident Evil 4 on it today, and he's like, "Uh-oh," and I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Well, I went to put a grenade, attach it to my arsenal on the strap on my chest, but I accidentally used the wrong hand and I pulled out the pin and attached it to my chest." I'm like, so I'm assuming you got hurt. He's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty hurt." And I'm like, all right.
So how do you how do you stream that to the TV or your phone or whatever? Is it like is it an app, or is it like a channel, or is it
you download the Meta app.
Gotcha.
And you use the Meta app. You can buy games on the app, all sorts of, you can message people and stuff like that on the app. And then you just choose stream as long as they're hooked up and on the same Wi-Fi network. It'll stream it to the phone. And then if you have a television that has like a capability, I have a Samsung television and a Samsung phone, so they can connect, and it can, I forgot what it's called,
like SmartCast or whatever.
You have a Chrome SmartCast, or if you have a Chromecast device, that'll work too.
Interesting.
Well, they took that away. They took that away. That was one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, just recently. Because I used to use Chromecast and cast it to the TV, and then the kids would watch me to play like Super Hot. Wait, what's it called? Is it called Super Hot?
Yeah, Super Hot VR. Yeah, I got that. I got that one too. I haven't played it.
We've got PlayPod in the chat asking if it would work with Steam VR.
There is a Steam. You can play Steam games on it. So you can hook it up to your Steam account. There's a Steam app on the MetaQuest.
Yeah, I haven't tried that yet.
There's I know that you can play games from your Steam library on the MetaQuest.
That's awesome.
I haven't done it yet because I'm not sure how. But it also has Xbox. It also has Xbox Game Pass. Features where you can play your Xbox Game Pass games on a gigantic movie theater type screen.
Yeah. Huh. I haven't tried that yet, but the other thing, Mike, I don't think, because obviously you didn't see this, but like at Halloween, they show like horror movies in VR, and that's kind of interesting.
I can't find that though. I'm having trouble finding.
It's in Meta Worlds. It's in Meta Worlds. You go to Meadow
Oh,
Rose.
is it? Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool.
So
I don't
there's
do
a
that
ton-
often
there's a
because
ton of fun
there's
stuff.
that's like a lobby with a lot of people in it. But I'll go there during Halloween, or they have UFC fights on there too, so you can watch UFC fights on.
Cool.
Is it UFC?
Huh.
Yeah, UFC. Yeah. I don't watch that either, but you can watch that. But the horror movies was kind of interesting. I'm not a horror movie fan, but I was like, why? Yeah, I know, shocking. But I wanted to see what it felt like in VR, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty scary. And then I didn't. But they have Resident Evil 4 in VR.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, did you know that they have Resident Evil 4 in VR? Yeah,
You just told the story.
I just told a story.
Oh,
about
I'm sorry.
how
I'm
my son
sorry.
put his-
God, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Yes, you did. But I mean, there's other things too. Like they have roller coaster games, which I don't know. I don't really get into that. My mom, my nephew got a MetaQuest before any of us did, and he was visiting, and he showed my mom that, and she's like, my mom was like, Roger, you got to get one of these, and I said, oh yeah. I was on a roller coaster. I turned, and Santa Claus was sitting right next to me on the roller coaster, and I was like, that is not a reason for me to get a VR, Mom. That is not a reason to get a VR. But it is cool.
You said there's a bowling game as well? I'm sure there's just infinite amounts of games. Why do I ask dumb questions? I'm done asking dumb questions, maybe.
No, I love talking about this. Yeah, bowling game it's very basic.
Okay.
It's basic bowling. I mean, honestly, but it's cool. It's full 3D, and you
bar
can
fight
watch.
Game.
There's a game called Drunken Bar Fight with like the ragdoll physics, and you just find stuff around, and the goal is to just beat people up.
Okay.
Oh, there's
and that has online multiplayer.
And there's Ghostbusters. There's Ghostbusters,
Yep.
which I'm excited to play with you. There is what is the game called? Demio. So it's like Dungeons and Dragons.
It's like a tabletop
role playing game. Yeah.
Is there
And you have
like
little characters
a
and
actual golf game? Not saying that mini golf isn't actual golf, but is there like a PGA version?
Yeah, there's a game I think it's called Golf Plus.
Okay.
Maybe?
Are games typically expensive,
but
or
it's
are
got
they
good reviews.
inexpensive?
No. I mean, some of them are. I mean, like the game that comes with the Quest 3, I think is like a $60 value.
game.
But like games go on sale. Like I got Fruit Ninja for $5, I think. The golf game I think was $10. So like you can get them on sale. But if somebody, like Roger said, if somebody owns the game, they can send you a link where you get 25% off of the game.
Yeah. There's also I didn't sign up for this, but there is the Quest Plus. So it's a subscription service. $7, $8 a month, and then you get 2 games a month that you can play.
Okay.
That they choose for.
They
And then
choose for
Roger
it,
and I also we haven't played it together yet. We're waiting for a nice chill night to do
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
But
yeah.
there is a game called Real VR Fishing.
Oh, dude. Now you're talking
Yeah.
my language.
And it's got all sorts, there's from ponds to oceans, and then when at your lodge there's huge aquariums, so you can either throw the fish back and get more XP and level up, or you can keep the fish and add it to your aquarium.
What's the price differential between a 2 and a 3?
So
double.
Yeah, double.
So basically
It's
get
double.
a 2 because of chances are I'm not going to use it a ton. I'm just going to mess around with it and hang out with you guys and play some mini golf and stuff.
Yeah, unless you're really, really excited about the pass-through stuff, where it's like, but Quest 2 has paths through, but it's in black and
does.
white, right?
Yeah, it's in black and white. Yeah, yours is all in color, right?
Do you have a 2 then,
Yeah,
Roger?
so it's
And Mike's
all-
got a 3?
I do. Yeah.
Right.
This is the most involved I've ever been in a VR conversation ever, and I don't even know who I am anymore.
I'm telling you, man. Like to me, it was just more like a passing fancy. Like, because I had like a bunch of Best Buy gift cards, so it was feasible for. I was like, okay, if I'm gonna get it, I'm spending the same money without the gift cards if I got the 2 or the 3. So I'm like, if I'm gonna get it, I might as well get the good one. And I'm telling you, like I haven't had this much fun with gaming in a while. I'm gonna be honest. I played Mario Wonder. It was good, and then I'm like, it's Mario. I got bored with it. But like this one, sure, it's mini golf. I mean, it's mini golf.
Yeah,
I've done
it's
mini
mini
golf
golf.
hundreds and hundreds of times. But I don't know. It's just, it's a
That
blast.
that moment that you got the hole in one was so. And that was a hard hole. That was a difficult, challenging hole.
yeah.
Like, and you were like, and the funny thing, Phil, he said to me, "All right, Roger, watch this and learn what not to do." And then he hits it and he gets a hole in one, and I'm like, what? Yeah, I was like, what?
Yep.
Like, and then of course I didn't. But yeah, it is fun. It is a lot of fun.
Do you guys mini golf in real life very often or no?
Oh yeah, I always
used
try to
to.
mini golf wherever I can.
Yeah, we play a fair shake of mini golf, especially in the winter when it's cold outside and you can go find a nice indoor course and hang out and whatever. But like, we've now had a tradition that's like, whenever somebody gets a hole in one, it gets posted on our social media, which is always pretty amusing. Like, because every time like a golfer gets it, they sit there and they squat with their ball and like holding it up in the air with the one or whatever. So like we've turned that tradition into mini golf as well, which is, I don't know, man. I dig mini golf. Mini golf is my language.
Yeah. And like Mike said, like a lot of mini golf games are like hokey, right? Like they add like a lot of weird stuff. This feels like real mini golf.
Like
it
golf with
feels
friends
like
is
100% real. Yes, it is.
Yeah,
I hate golf with friends.
Yeah. That's like an example of a game that it feels not like mini golf, right? This one feels like mini golf.
And I am it sounds stupid, but I am very particular when it comes to my golf games.
No, that doesn't.
I need them to be exactly a certain way for me to enjoy it.
I totally get it, dude.
That's why I enjoyed the golf club, and that's why I enjoyed this game.
Understandable. I might spring the 250 and do it.
Yeah. Mike, last night when Mike and I were playing golf, we were like, we had to get Phil to join us.
Yeah, we're like, we need to come up with a whole speech for Phil.
Yeah.
I was worried this intervention was going to be so much worse than just trying to con me into buying a VR system. Fuck,
well, we said all you need to do is just sell one of your Daredevil comics.
Yeah, that's right. We were talking about that. Like, if he just sells one,
or just not buy one of the 3 I still need,
or win some money at a casino. And then you're all good.
That's yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's the end of our show here. Before we go, why don't we tell the good people how they can find us on social media? So, Mike, how can people find you on social media?
You could find me at PezGuyMike on Twitter /X.
And Phil, how can people find you on social media?
You can find me at the letter B now 23 on Twitter, and I don't mean type out the letter B, but just the single letter B. Too many words, whatever.
Oh, I get it. And listeners, you can follow us on Twitter. I almost said X. Oof. You can follow us on Twitter at Gamerheads Pod. You can follow me on Twitter at Nintendrod. You can also follow us on Blue Sky at Gamerheads Podcast. And you can go to our website at gamerheadspodcast.com, where you can listen to this show and other shows as well. I did have an interview that I posted last week with Mike and Andrew from Stroll Art. We talked about the game Below the Stone, and that is up on the website. And you can also read the latest review that I did as a VR game, and it's called Nico Atsume Perfect. And in that game, it's real chill. You play with cats. Cats come into the yard. You can feed cats. You can buy different toys. You can play with different toys, and mixed reality. You can have them come into your actual house. And I in my review, I said this is a perfect game for those of that are allergic to cats or can't have cats and have kids and want to have cats, but obviously they can't have cats in their house, or they don't trust their kids with real cats. Whatever the case may be, this is a perfect game for that. So. All right. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Glad to be here as always.
And Phil, thank you so much for joining us this week.
It was a pleasure.
And listeners, thank you so much for giving us a listen. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review. We'd love to hear what you have to say about the show. Thank you for those that are in the chat here on the live stream. We live stream this every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you can join us every week for that. Until next week, everybody, stay safe and game on, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
See you.
Take care.